Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here on Screenwriter's Rant for the White Lotus, a vacation comedy series from HBO, and I believe it's about a vacation resort in Hawaii, and about how awful people are on vacation. Before we get into it, smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Link in the description to all my books and over at Amazon. You check out political satire, comedy, horror at the Pineys, and all the books are free if you have Kindle Unlimited and Amazon Prime, Joan. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Kindle Unlimited. Here, come over here. You're barking through the whole thing. All right. So, the White Lotus. The White Lotus. So basically, people come and they expect to be pampered on vacation, and that's the whole point of the hospitality industry. In case you were wondering, why everybody's an a-hole on vacation, it's because they're being pampered. I forget the name of this actress, but she was in like Best in Show and a few others. She plays a woman who's come to Hawaii to spread her mom's ashes, and she's got a lot of money, and she's going to rent a boat and get drunk and spread the ashes around. And there's a scene of her talking about it. So it's not like funny, haha, my sides are splitting funny, but more like mildly amusing. Yeah, so it's a limited series. Then you got this couple, and they're a deal, and the guy who runs the place hates the customers. Then you got this family, the mom who's a professional and doing a Zoom call, and her husband who is trying to keep the family together, and no one's having a good time. And it's not even that extreme or funny. It just doesn't look that funny. It's trying to be funny. It's got funny people in it. This guy, he's been in funny movies before. He's all right. He's a good comedic actor, but the material here, some of it's just like, oh, aren't rich white people stupid? Ha ha ha. You only get so much mileage out of that. It's show, don't tell, by the way, in case you were wondering. And, and then we've got your woke, diverse character who's angry and going to tell everybody how privileged they are, I guess. July 11th, if you want to watch it, can't really do a act breakdown of this, but my guess would be the beginning of the series, of course, would be them coming to the island, introducing to all the characters. The middle of it would be something like how dysfunctional and crazy people are, and then the end would be some sort of resolution where, I don't know, probably one of the couples breaks up, and one of the staff quits and gets a better job, and everything's just terrible. But that's not the way it should be. If you're going to do a wacky original series about the hospitality industry, you want, the customers who are the bad guys to be awful. Just to be awful people. It doesn't matter what race they are. Okay? Notice to the woke comedy doesn't work. Wokeness is the antidote for comedy. If you want to make something instantly unfunny, make it woke. Are there rich white people? Can you throw a line like that? Yeah, but is it that funny? Not really. Not really. It's funnier just that the character, and not all the characters are going to be the same, and especially when you have a raft of rich white people. And by the way, it's a little racist just to have all white people anyway, diverse woke people. Why don't you have a black couple going on vacation in Hawaii? But getting beyond that, it's just not that funny. People on vacation, it can be funny. Chevy Chase is funny on vacation. You need a family like that. The reason the Griswolds were relatable in the early vacation movies is they weren't super rich, Number one, that's a huge thing. Number one, not super rich. So it would have been great to have a family that's barely could afford this, or maybe they won a contest and they're amongst the rich people, and then you could root for them, something like that. But, this, I'm going to root for the staff. Well, yeah, maybe. You'd have to make the characters really, really unlikable. The guest, I mean, they are on vacation. People can relate to being on vacation to some extent. They understand the deal. People can relate to being in a hotel, having terrible service or whatever, or great service. If they're really good at their jobs and the customers are awful anyway, then you justify why you should be on the side of the wait staff. If the opposite is true, or there's a lot of gray lines, then you do a damn comedy. Do a damn comedy. It just feels like they're kind of leaning towards a comedy, but hardly ever getting there. If you want to do something that's, Will Ferrell did a vacation movie where they were skiing, and I never got to see it, but it looked good. The premise looked good. And the premise was Will and his wife are on vacation. I think it was Julia Louis-Dreyfus plays his wife, I want to say. And there's an avalanche, and Will panics and runs and abandons his wife. And it causes a rift between them that could lead to their divorce. So the movie's about whether or not their marriage is going to survive the vacation. Like, that's a solid premise, right? Because you got a lot on the line there. When you got all these characters, you got two different couples and another woman and all these teenage kids. Like, first off, teenage kids, bad choice. Because they're just not all that interesting, in my view. It's different when you're doing a high school drama. Yeah, people, that's relatable. But kids on vacation, they're just a-holes. They want unreasonable things. They don't understand what things cost. They should just be happy to be on vacation, and they're not. They all think it sucks. I mean, that's why the Griswold's kids were younger, right? That's funnier. The young kids. And the Griswolds sort of leading them into nonsense. So, this doesn't look great to me. I'm going to pass. But if you want to see it, and you got HBO original, The White Lotus, comes out July 11th.